Shalom, all praise to Yahweh by Shemi Awashah, double honors to Elder Great Millstone. In this lesson, we'll be going into proving a friend or examining yourself or somebody else, just being wise and observant. All right. So this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 13 and 15. It says, every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. All right. So this is something you want to be very mindful of, whether you're you speaking to somebody, you courting somebody, or you know just being wise of the company that's trying to come around you. You want to see who these people are hanging around with, who they're cleaving to, because not everybody has your best interest. And also observing yourself, who do you cleave to? All right, because whoever you cleave to, it tells a lot about you. All right, what fellowship have the wolf with the lamb, so the sinner with the godly? All right, why would the godly be with the ungodly? Unless you're trying to teach them and you try to persuade them to fear the Most High, come into this faith, which is all of the Lord. The Lord calls who he wants and he chooses who he wants. But you want to be mindful of whoever it is you're talking to, or yourself, whoever they're keeping company with, or who you're keeping company with. Because once again, it's going to say a lot about you. It says, what agreement is there between the hyena and a dog, and what peace between the rich and the poor? All right, because you're supposed to. All right, so these animals won't get along. All right, one is the prey, one is the predator. All right, they can't be around each other. All right, and you have this that will go on. You may have the predator try to get to the prey in this walk to mess them up. All right, because once again, not everybody has your best intentions, but also it can just be a situation where somebody is not who you think they are, or you're not who you think you are. And there's a reason why you're cleaving to certain people. All right. The ungodly, they're gonna be around the ungodly. Sometimes they're gonna try to get to the godly so they could persuade them to be wicked. All right. So it could go both ways. Verse 19. As the wild ass and the lions prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. See? All right. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. And there's a scripture going, I forgot where it was. I just literally read it when I was doing my little daily read. It was talking about a virtuous woman being ruined by basically meddlers. All right, somebody that basically spreads rumors. All right, and there's also that scripture that talks about basically a harlot hating a virtuous woman. All right, you see that. I went into that on one of my previous videos. You see that today. Harlots talk down on virtuous women. Harlots talk down on married women. They talk down on women that actually submit and do the things they're supposed to do that's right in the eyes of the Most High. That's because they're envious, they jealous. All right. You have a lot of people that want other people to be miserable with them. All right. So yeah. 1 Corinthians, forgot where it's at. What chapter is that? Salaki. Guys, 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. Be not deceived, evil communications corrupt good manners. So people use this scripture, they misuse it, and they teach it as in that's talking about so-called foul language or cuss words, which people say curse words, which though the words I'm speaking of wouldn't actually be curse words. A curse word is you cursing somebody is you wishing something bad on somebody else. So they even misuse that. But this scripture is talking about basically, like I said, you are who you hang with, and if you're hanging with evil people, you're hanging with the ungodly, it's going to corrupt your good manners. All right, it'll eventually corrupt you. All right, you can eventually be persuaded or influenced by whoever you're hanging around with or whoever you pay attention to. All right, so you want to watch who you're around, and you want to watch whoever is trying to come in your company, who they be around. Because I already said it before, but it shows you what type of person they are, or it can reveal certain things to you. All right, it can reveal stuff about yourself. Why are you hanging around these certain people? In reality, you going back to the scripture, what fellowship? What fellowship had the wolf with the lamb, so the sinner with the godly. So if you somebody that's serving the Most High, you realize you can't be around. When you came into this walk, you realize you couldn't be around the same people anymore. You become very uncomfortable around these people. All right. Also, they will become uncomfortable around you. As Yahushua said, people will separate from you. All right. It's because they become uncomfortable around the light. They become uncomfortable around the spirit of the Lord. All right. They start to feel condemned or convicted, if I'm using that word right. They start to feel guilty. They could feel jealous. All right. They know it's their guilt. They know they're doing wrong. So when they're around you, that spirit eats them up. So they don't want to be around you no more. Or they just look at you strange, like the scripture say. They look at you strange because you don't do the same things that you used to do and what they're still doing. All right. So they speak evil of you. So you definitely don't wanna be surrounding yourself with certain people. And like I said before, if you are even able to surround yourself with those certain people, that means you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because really, nobody, the ungodly wouldn't want to be around you. They literally wouldn't have no reason to be around you. All right, y'all won't have anything in common. Things that actually do matter, y'all won't have things in common. They want to talk about wickedness. They want to do evil things, but you can't do that, and you're against it. So if you actually serve the Most High, y'all just not going to be able to. Y'all not going to be able to link. You're not going to be able to be one. All right. Like the scriptures say, can two walk together except they be agreed? All right. And in Sirach chapter 6 and verse 6 says, be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counsel of 1,000. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. All right. So you got to prove who you're basically about to be friend. You want to prove this person. You can't just be quick to credit this person. Know who they be around. Know who they cleave to. Because people can they can act a certain way towards you. They can speak a certain way, but their fruits are gonna reveal themselves. Who they hang with will reveal things about them. All right. So 13 says, separate thyself from thy enemies and take heed of thy friends. Okay. And also another reason you definitely, you don't want to be around somebody that cleaves to the ungodly is because it's just not wise, and you never know what their intentions are. They can have bad spirits on them. It's just Dang, I forgot what scripture I was about to go to. Let me see. Proverbs 1:10 says, "My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, Come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave and whole pit. Salaki, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from them, from their path, Salaki. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood." So you're supposed to separate from these people anyways. All right. The scriptures tell you to be holy. That means to be separate. A lot of people use that word holy, but they don't even know what it means, and they don't do as the Lord said, which is be holy. You're supposed to separate. All right, you're supposed to be separate from certain people. It's another scripture I'm looking for. Salaki. Man, I thought it was in chapter 1. If I'm spelling it right. It's in Psalms, Salaki. Psalms chapter 1 and verse 1. "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night." All right, so you're not supposed to walk in the counsel of the ungodly. All right, because they'll corrupt your manners. All right. You may have, like I was watching a brother live, you may have the ungodly, they literally waiting. They'll be, not gonna say they may be, a lot of them are waiting for your downfall. They're just waiting for something. They're just waiting for you to fall. They're just waiting. They can give you bad advice on purpose. It's just not. There's no reason for you to be around them. All right. So even if you proving a friend or say you courting somebody, know who this person surround themselves with. Like the brother said, they need to be able to cut off any ungodly sources. All right. Any corrupt communications. It could be family, old friends. They should have been cut that off. It really shouldn't. I remember watching it. I'm like, it's sad that the brothers had to talk about that because that shouldn't even be a thing. You should already naturally cut those things off. All right, y'all shouldn't be able to be around each other. Like, not saying you can, it's people in the world you can't speak to and stuff like that. But I'm saying, like, y'all shouldn't have a super big bond like that. Y'all shouldn't. It's just y'all wouldn't be able to agree. All right, because some people still cleave unto their ungodly family, their ungodly friends. They can't let those things go. Alright? And that's somebody you don't want to be around. I think I'm gonna close out with that. So Khan, you are who you cleave to, basically. Alright. So observe observe who you cleave to, observe who you so-called be friends with, and then ask yourself, why am I friends with this person or these people? Alright. So I'm gonna close out with that. Giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah once again. Shalom.